Good evening everyone, Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream, glad you could make it today. So, the second part of the Ville's Red Carpet Cadets event is open now here in Twisted Wonderland. So, last time, our group either lucked into or cheated into accompanying Ville to a film event where he will be doing promotion and also visiting a studio. And Ville took us to a very, very, very expensive fashion boutique, and it turns out that everyone gets really fancy clothes. But not quite as fancy as Ville's own clothes. And I believe that's about where we were. Hello Nick, hope you're doing well. Let's get into book 3. Something to drink, Mr. Schönheit? Some room temperature water, please. Would you care for some of this chocolate? I'd better not. The heck? Never been to a clothing store with a drink service. It's not uncommon in high-class places like this, and especially not for clients like Ville. Apologies for the wait. Here is the bag you ordered, Ville. That is a fancy bag that looks vaguely like a poison apple. And probably has real gold. And definitely what looks like rubies. How was the day? Not too bad, not too bad. Whoa, that's a flashy bag. A dreamy number, isn't it? It's a symbolic representation of an apple. The smooth lines of the fruit done in gold for added brilliance. Really? Real? It's got to be something up with the cable. Oh, so wait, do apples and the fairest queen got something to do with each other? Legend has it the queen gave an apple to a young girl to help make her dreams come true. Well, that's certainly one way to put it. I remember the scene from a picture book I read as a child. It made quite an impression on me. Lucky girl. Wish the queen would hand me some grub. I was about to say, no you don't, Grim, but Grim can eat anything. He probably wouldn't be damaged by a poison apple. The legends paint that young girl as kind and pure of heart. Hence her being worthy of a magical apple from the queen. Guess that rules you out, Grim. What do you mean? That apple-themed bag matches your outfit perfectly, Ville. You think so? Then you have good taste. When I ordered this outfit for promoting the Beautiful Queen remake, I also put in a request for this bag to pair with it. It's such an extravagant design and clearly well made to boot. A special order bag from Lux. Amazing. We can't even afford their off-the-rack stuff. Is that because you're poor? Wow, Grim. No, Grim, it's because he's not ridiculously rich. Also, how much must Vil be paid for this modelling stuff that he can afford all this, right? Whew. No need to put it that bluntly. That's part of it, sure. They only make a limited number of their bags anyway, so you hardly ever find them in stores. I hear lots of people go on the hunt from store to store looking for the rarer ones. Yeah, not Callum levels of rich. Yeah, there's an order of magnitude of difference there. But there's also an order of magnitude of difference between Ace and Vel. I'm not even touching it. I suppose an influential celebrity like Vil can probably get tipped off about new ones before they go on sale. Oh, there you go. You should just get... No. Well, there you go. You should just ask him to snag one for you. Would that be okay, Vil? Yeah, Idia is probably up there on wealth as well, isn't he? He's got to be to afford all of that. All of the computer gear plus the amount he spends on idle merch. Why in the world would it be? If that's meant to be a joke, it's not funny. Spuddling like you ought to work on himself first before even thinking about buying an expensive bag. Yikes, I saw that coming, but the truth still hurts. Well, I guess it's all moot anyway since I can't afford one. I bet Callum wouldn't even ask the price, he'd just buy them all up. How anyone can buy something without first checking how much it will cost them is completely beyond me. Definitely not looking at the boxes of merch I brought back from Japan that I haven't got around to putting away yet. That was a special circumstance. Normally I'd be with Azul. That's because you fuss over every last star mark. I have to be sure the price I'm paying matches the value I'm receiving, no matter how small or large the purchase. But I'm happy to pay a high price without hesitation, provided the value is there. Okay, me and Azul are not the same. There is a lot of hesitation when I'm buying expensive things. Wow, you must never waste a single sauce then, huh? Unlike some people I know. But perhaps that's just the price of a lesson learned. Provided it is learned in the end. Was that a dig at me? I'm pretty careful with my money, I'll have you know. As for Jamil, not sure. You're probably pretty used to spending money. It's true, I am. But only when it comes to buying things for Callum using Azim family funds. When it comes to my own purchases, I stick to a strict budget. Shoulda known. That said, all those expensive purchases for Callum have taught me have taught me how to recognize quality when I see it. Like these luxe t-shirts are expensive for sure, but the fabric is high quality. Interesting. Expensive t-shirts are weird to me, because it feels like you wouldn't be able to just wear them casually. And I guess luxury goods like this can last a long time if you take care of them, right? Indeed. The tricky thing is that expensive doesn't always mean high quality. Things can be good quality and cheap, and poor quality but expensive, which is why you need to learn what to look for. For my part, I'm more concerned with getting good quality regardless of price. Is there anything in particular you're looking for at the moment? I'd be happy to help. Thanks, but no thanks. I can get everything I need myself. What I'd really love is to get a good quality leather jacket. The kind that takes years to break in and season. What's the point of seasoning a jacket? It ain't like you're gonna eat it. Different kind of seasoning, Grim. Different kind of seasoning. If you're gonna spend that much time on something, season a tasty roast, I say. Over the years, it'll conform to my body and gain a more weathered appearance. That's what I was referring to when I said season. Allow me to point you in the direction of a few brands you might like. If you can narrow your focus, your search should be more fruitful. How come you didn't say something like that when I asked about the bag? Because you were looking for an easy way out. Something I detest. On the other hand, I love to see someone with a lofty goal who's not afraid to work for it. Ever the man of conviction, Bill. Puzzle.
トップメゾンにプレミアイベント。せっかくの機会です。美少の街を満喫しましょう。
So, long story short, there's good stuff and bad stuff, yeah? That's... I think that's simplifying it a little bit too much there. Maybe I'm not the most informed when it comes to fashion, but I'm pretty confident I know how to tell good quality from bad. You read a lot of fashion magazines, don't you? Hand-me-downs from the upperclassmen, but yeah. The thing about designer stuff like this is, if you just add one item to a normal outfit, it levels up your whole look. Like, this jacket would be perfect for that. You're right, it would pair well with your normal casual aesthetic, Ace. I myself would go another direction. This charcoal grey jacket, perhaps. As it's a more subdued colour, it won't clash with anything else. Meaning you could wear it with almost any colour, from pastels to more vivid tones. And it's made from a fine material, so you could wear it over a simple colour like white, for a semi-formal look. So basically, you could mix and match it a bunch of different ways? And it'd be so much fun thinking up ways of styling that jacket. I could tell the folks it was Bill Schoenheit himself who gave me the fashion tip. I really want it now, but even if I picked up like 3 part-time jobs, I could never afford it. Yeah. It's way far out of reach for your average student. Excuse me, I'd like to purchase these shoes. Huh? Yes, of course. Thank you for your patronage. Hazel, you're buying those shoes? Yes, I've had my eye on a pair of Luxe shoes for some time now. They've been sold out everywhere else, but now that I've finally seen them in person, the quality really is striking. I realise it's quite an expenditure, but considering their quality, it's a bargain. Patent leather with buckle straps. A classic style, perfect for formal occasions. Yes, I've been looking for something I could wear in precisely that sort of situation. I'd say these are a perfect choice. Good eye. Coming from you, Bill, that really means something. Thank you. The shoes here must be really expensive. Around 2,000 Tharmarks. Once again, I have no idea what the conversion rate here is, but yikes! That's like at least... I don't know. Assuming that that's dollars, that's probably like almost 20 times what I'd be willing to pay for shoes. That's even more than I thought. All those Night Raven college students spending their cash at Muster Lounge, just so Azel can buy some fancy shoes. Who would want this for me? This is an investment. Wearing these shoes will open the doors to even greater profits. Who pays that much attention to someone's shoes? I mean, maybe a lot of people do. So, you bought them just to raise your standing in the world? I can appreciate that sort of greed. Well now, everyone. Have we finished our shopping excursion at Luxe? Yeah, not that I bought anything. Then let's get going. Hey, I don't see Grim anywhere, do you? Uh-oh. Samvine's boots theory, yeah. Yeah. It is true. Kalla, he was just with you, wasn't he? Do you know where he went? Yeah, let's follow our noses. Something smells sweet. Yeah? Come on, this is a fashion boutique, not a candy shop. They offered Bill chocolate earlier, Ace. Except it totally does smell sweet. An employee did offer Bill some chocolates. Ah, you remembered. Eating noises. You hear that? Sounded a lot like Grim. Eating. Oh, it's coming from the fitting room. Oh no! Grim! Grim, are you getting chocolate on the expensive fabric of the fitting room? More eating noises. There he is! He stole away to cram some chocolate into his face. All you can eat free chocolate! I could get used to this high fashion stuff. That was supposed to be for Vil. Greedy much? It was a pleasure to have you stop by our store today, Mr. Schoenheit. I'll be back tomorrow for that tiara. Understood. We'll be waiting. You said it was over 100 carats, right? Man, what must that even look like? It's hard to imagine. I can't wait to see it. I'll have your purchases brought to... I'm guessing that should be the front, right? I'll have your purchases brought to the front. Thank you. Much appreciated. Please do come again. Thank you very much. Entire staff's lined up to see us. Well, the entire staff's lined up to see us off. Incredible hospitality. Although I doubt even luxury stores do this for every customer. Only for the world-famous influencer Vil Schoenheit, I'd say. Where to next? I could use something to eat. Says the person who just ate something. No way! I'm not anywhere close to hungry yet. Besides, now I've got this Lux getup on, I want to check out some more clothes. Food! Clothes! If I go to eat right now, I am going to get food on these very expensive clothes, and that would be a bad idea. Clothes. We're going to a cosmetics shop. Don't we get a say in this? Must I explain why you're even with me? You are here to carry my shopping bags. Be grateful I gave you the chance to even set foot in this city. No argument here. Fine. Maquilaville Felicite Cosmetics. Wait, this is Felicite Cosmetics. Well observed. This is one of the top cosmetic brands in the world. They handle all manner of beautifying products. Fragrances, natural cosmetics, essential oils, you name it. They only use all natural ingredients and still use traditional methods to craft their products. That said, they're well known for their commitment to pursuing new technologies and product development. The shop interior itself is a feast for the eyes. Yes, it's been specially decorated for the duration of the film festival as part of the promotion for Beautiful Queen. Oh my, is that you, Mr. Schoenheit? Welcome. Hello. Yes, I shouldn't be surprised they know him here as well. prepared the cosmetic set you requested. Excellent. I'll take it now. Very good. I'll wrap it up for you. Is this your usual purchase here? No, this is something new they made to commemorate the film festival. A tie-in with the Beautiful Queen remake, to be more precise. The eyeshadow and eyeliner sets sold here have long been popular products, of course. But to celebrate the film, they've created a special set in the fairest queen's image that's only available in store. With it, I'll be able to create a look that is both intellectual and beautiful. What's more, the eyeliner is waterproof enough to stand up to heavy rain. That's some good waterproofing. Should come in handy on shoots, don't you think? If it can stand up to the water that well, I wonder if it could even be used under the sea. Quite. I'd happily recommend Felicite Cosmetics to merfolk. If it's really that good, maybe I should get some. I work up quite a sweat during practice. Oh, good thinking. I don't suppose you'd get me some too. Absolutely not. If it's for everyday use, I'd suggest black for you, Jamil. Although dark brown isn't bad either. Ah, look here. Come to think of it, this is what Rook asked me to pick up for him. Is Rook also a fan of Felicite Cosmetics? Quite. I don't mind telling you that I taught him everything he knows. I tried a lot of different brands on him before we eventually settled on this one. Rook was very fortunate to get such an education from you, Vil. And here I thought Rook's always been super fashionable. Nope. He has definitely not always been super fashionable. And the proof is on my home screen right now. Not at all. In the past, he was as grubby of a spud as they come. But grubby? Rook? I can't even imagine. Oh, I'll take this rouge as well. Very good. Does this place do movie makeup too? Like, could they do me up like an alien or a monster? Of course not. Those are special makeup effects and prosthetics. This is a cosmetics store. What's the diff? Makeup is makeup, ain't it? No, Grim. No, it isn't. I may not know much about makeup, but I do know that. It's not even close. Special makeup effects means using latex and silicone putty to create a whole new face. Exactly so. Although it is said that the fairest queen was able to transform into an old woman simply by using a concoction. Right. Legend has it she only had to drink it and her face, body and even voice changed. Filmmakers here did all they could to replicate that technique, but it proved impossible. All that work did, however, lead to the development of prosthetics and other makeup effects, which spread to the rest of the world. Even now, the makeup effects artists in this city are said to be a cut above. They could easily make Ace look just like Grim, for example. Vil, I think that would be difficult, given that Grim is like a third or maybe a quarter of his size. I think it would be difficult to manage that with makeup alone. Oh, whoa! Don't even joke about that! Now I've got the image stuck in my head. And they could make Grim look like Ace, too. Not funny! Thank you very much for your patronage. Please come again. Yeah, it's not makeup, that's transmutation, right? I'm just trying to imagine what you'd have to do to make Vil look human. And I'm pretty sure it would require, like, a full rubber mask. I just love all these nice send-offs we've been getting from the shop staff here. Feels nice. You haven't even had to buy anything to get that feeling, Ace. This is an amazing city. Yeah, I was trying to think of a way that didn't involve shaving his fur off. Because anything that was going to allow him to emote or anything inside of it was probably going to require that. Either before or after. Okay, I'm getting seriously hungry now. Clothes and lipstick ain't gonna fill my belly. Well, why don't you go get something for yourself from a food stand? Great idea, but have you seen a single one? Yeah, you're not gonna get a street food stand in this fancy-ass shopping arcade. Huh, no, I guess not. The citizens of Maquilaville consider eating as you walk along the street to be uncouth. Accordingly, you won't find many food stands here. But what you will find are cafes. Man, Hazel, you did your research. Sure, a cafe! Whatever! Just take me somewhere I can get some grub! Shout all you want, still doesn't change the fact that our schedule's booked with bag wrangling. Well, where are we going next? A patisserie. Oh, there you go, Grim. Oh, it's your lucky day, Grim. You'll be able to get some food after all. Finally! Besides film and fashion, Maquilaville is also famous for its food and sweets. The desserts that developed as the cafe culture here grew are said to be especially delicious. Quite. I don't know how to pronounce that French word, and I'm gonna mangle it. Quite. The sucrerie fashioned by a top-shelf patissier is nothing short of art. Sukuna? Sweets, basically. I hear they place a lot of importance on presentation here. Man, but that means they're going to be tiny. They're not going to fill Grim up. They're going to be tiny and expensive. I'd love to be able to do some market research on the local patisseries. I'm curious what treats are currently popular in this town. Let me guess, so you can put them on the menu at Mostra Lounge? If it became known that the lounge's proprietor had come here himself for research, That would certainly get people talking, don't you think? You're just rotten with ideas, aren't you? And here's another. Word of mouth would circulate all the faster if you, having sampled the delicacies yourself, were the chef to make them. What do you think? I could make it worth your while, you know. I think this is one offer I can absolutely refuse. If you're finished goofing around, follow me. I'm going to take you to my favourite patisserie. Look at all these treats! They look great! Tarts, chocolates, mousse, brioche, jelly rolls, financiers. They look as beautiful as they do delicious. Seems we can do takeout or dine in. I can't wait any longer. Kalla, let's you and me go in on something. Fruitcake or I've forgotten how you pronounce that one. Nope. The cake that's made of a lot of crepes and a lot of cream. If I recall correctly. That's just what I was thinking. Look at all that tasty looking cream in there. I remembered correctly what it was. Good. Layering the pastry like that is what makes it delightfully crunchy. Can't believe they wanted to tell me all about pastries and not show me them. Although that's probably a good thing. It'd make me hungry. Ooh, a twist tune. Maybe we will get to see the cakes. Perhaps we should also indulge. Might as well. Maybe I'll get a cream puff. Hey, I've never seen one like this before. It's donut-shaped. Donut-shaped cream puff. I assume in this case it's shaped like a ring donut, given that there are donuts that are approximately cream puff shaped anyway. Oh my! That's a ring puff! You know what this is? Based on those reactions, maybe it's not so good. No, they're extremely delicious. It's just... they're shaped like that to represent the wheels on the rail cars used at the nearby mines. And they were created to give a restorative energy boost to the miners who sweat and toil there. As such... and there's a lot of calories in them, is there, Bill? They're jam-packed with cream. It also just occurred to me that I was like, ooh, let's get the one that's full of cream, when I should really have been going, which of these pastries am I the least likely to drop down myself? Indeed, don't be fooled by its simple presentation. The cream and the dough are apparently both especially rich. Exactly, you wouldn't want to go in unprepared. Man, the way they're talking about it makes me want to buy one. To be honest, considering how tired I am right now, it sounds like it would hit the spot. You two look like you've seen a ghost or something, so forget it. How about this caramel apple instead? I'm not sure I want that caramel apple. caramel apple made to look like a poison apple. It certainly looks delicious. Seems like it's patterned after the original animated Beautiful Queen too. Sure, why not? I'll get one. Ah yes, caramel apple, where you can pretend you're eating something healthy. I should get something too. What's the shop speciality? The macarons. Macarons. Macarons happen to be one of the Shaftland's signature sweets. The ones filled with creme, raspberry and lychee are especially popular. Oh, pretty sure I saw that in a magazine. I'll take one. Only one? You're just gonna have one macaron. They're so small. Perhaps I'll get Epel some as a souvenir. Epel loves macarons. Does he? Doesn't really sound like him. No? When we were out to eat together this one time, he mentioned he likes more filling stuff. Yeah, right? Macarons come in all sorts of flavors. You should get several so that you can try different flavors. I mean, yeah, they literally told you the three the three most popular flavors. You just go, okay, I'll get those then. Especially Barb. Epel loves macarons. It seems he hasn't been forthcoming with that information. Well, that won't do. I'll have to talk with him when we're back at school. I'll take some frozen macarons, please. This one, and this one, and this one too. Very good. Frozen, huh? I guess that's the only way you can bring back fresh-baked pastries as a souvenir. Oh, look at them all lined up in their little box. So colourful. And I want a box of macarons now. The macaron boxes from this shop are actually collector's items, if you can believe it. Maybe I'll get something to take home too. I bet my dorm would be really into some fancy pastries. I can just see Riddle enjoying some at one of your tea parties. Yeah, I'll take some frozen macarons, please. Thank you very much. Why don't we dine in here? Yeah, I can eat about 100 of these. Right? Yeah, because Trey, being Batista himself, knows how difficult it is to make macarons correctly. I've still never managed to get them right myself. I mean, they taste fine, they just don't look quite right. It's really complicated. Oh, Grim, Kalla, what you got looks so good. Give me a bite and I'll share mine with you too. Taste is the most important, but I do still long to get the macarons looking right. The macarons are delightful as well. They're the perfect size for a little treat. This caramel apple is great. I thought it would be harder to eat seeing how big it is. The tangy fruit really pairs well with the thick caramel and chocolate coating. I thought it was a caramel apple, not a chocolate apple. We were only window shopping, but we ended up buying quite a bit, didn't we? It's hard to resist the charms of Maquilaville. Yeah, this place rules! So many boxes. skipping along, carrying shopping. You never had a candy apple? I think I've had the candy ones when I was younger. I've had chocolate apples more recently. I think it was last Halloween. I spotted some in the local supermarket and I was like, ooh, that's something I haven't had since I was a kid. And they weren't too expensive either. Oh dear, look at the time. Do you have somewhere to be, Vil? I'm to have dinner with the film producer that booked me for this job. What's this about dinner? I don't think we're invited, Grim. It's a business dinner for Vil, nothing to do with us. Boo! You're going someplace real fancy. Jealous. Well, what shall we all do in the meantime? We should get dinner somewhere ourselves. That bistro over there looks nice. It seems you've gotten the wrong impression. You're coming with me to the restaurant. Really? We are? This producer won't mind? He said he wants to meet you all, actually. I suppose it is important to meet the people who are going to be on the red carpet for you, huh? Seriously? Why would he want to meet us? The crew for the Beautiful Queen remake hasn't been publicised, so I don't know who this producer is. But I highly doubt he's an acquaintance of mine. Yeah, I don't know any big shot producers. Same here. I wonder what's going on. Wait, could this be my big break? Neither of these seem like the right response to this. Are you gonna be famous? I can see Ace promoting kids' movies. Or maybe cast as an extra. Maybe I'll get discovered too. I suppose we should just go and see. Right. If there's food, I'm there. Please be Niche. I don't think Niche works as a film producer. Maquilaville Haute Cuisine. I like the picture of the castle over there. Welcome, Mr. Schoenheit. Allow me to show you to your table. Whoa, this place is gorgeous. It's a 5-star restaurant, frequently ranked as the best in the world. This restaurant is famous even among Shatland's establishments. I've always wanted to dine here. But I never imagined it would be under these particular circumstances. This place is huge. The ceilings are so high and everything's so shiny. Look at those giant chandeliers. This is a high-end place. The food must really be something. It's going to be very small. If I know anything about fancy restaurants. It's that Grimm is not going to be satisfied. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. You're awfully quiet. I was just taking in how wonderful this all is. The decorations, the staff's uniforms, the music in the background. Bit awestruck, huh? It's rare anything gets such an honest reaction out of you. Seeing you so overjoyed makes me glad I brought you here. Man, I can't believe we get to eat here. I'm so glad I came. I mean, more specifically, Ace, the fact that you get to eat here and don't have to pay for it, since being a business dinner, I'm pretty sure that the producer is paying. Enough yapping! Make with the grub! Oh yeah, also Grimm, it's going to be 1, very small portions, and 2, they're gonna take a while to get to you. Perhaps a fast food place would have sufficed just as well in Grimm's case. Anyway, we have to meet up with the producer first and foremost. A real film producer. I wonder what kind of person he'll be. Vil seems to trust him, so whoever he is, he must be pretty impressive. Here you are. He's wearing fancy duds. Yeah, my first instinct was also, that's Vil's dad, isn't it? Or uncle, or some kind of relation, surely. Ah, fantastic. What? Eric Venue? Okay, maybe he's not related to Vil. Eric Venue? One of the most famous actors in the world, star of countless blockbusters. He's in the Beautiful Queen remake as well. And producing it as well. Really? Wow, I can't believe he can act and produce. He's a bigger deal than I even thought. Sorry to keep you waiting. Good to see you again, Vil. It's been too long. There must be so many industry people you need to meet with the festival in full swing. Are you sure it's entirely professional to be taking the time out to dine with me like this, Dad? Okay, it is his dad. We weren't wrong. Okay, I'm guessing he has a stage. He's either got a stage name or Vil's using his mother's name, maybe. Or maybe Vil's is a stage name. Who knows? There'll be plenty of chances for networking later. Tonight I want to have dinner with my son for once. Dad? Son? Yes, Eric is my father. He is? I had no idea. Well, we don't really publicize the fact. Vil doesn't want people to think he's riding my coattails, you see. Really? But it seems like such a great promotional opportunity. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. I won't have my hard-earned success dismissed as mere nepotism. Once you get painted with that brush, I suppose it can be hard to clear the slate. I know very well that having been born Eric Venue's son no doubt shaped my destiny. When I think of the experiences and opportunities it afforded me, I can only be grateful. But I don't want to be known as simply as Eric Venue's son. I want to be known for who I am. Vil Schoenheit, actor extraordinaire. Or at least that's what I used to think. But not anymore. I've relaxed my stance on the issue. At this point, I've done enough in my career to prove that I'm a performer in my own right. I'd say, I don't think anyone would look at all your success and say you merely rode your father's coattails. But Vil, won't you introduce us properly? Ah, yes. So, you're Vil's school friends. They're not my school friends. They're the Academy Spudlings numbers 1 through 5. Which of us is which number, Vil? And which end of that is the better end? Spudlings? They're acting as my porters today. Porters? Well, I'm happy you came along. The pleasure is all ours. Thank you for inviting us out. I'm Jamil Viper. And I am Azul Ashengrotto. It's a pleasure to meet the famous Eric Venue. I'm Ace Traveler. Nice to meet you. It's wild meeting you in person like this. I've seen so many of your films. Gotta say, I'm a little starstruck. I'm Grim. Nice to meet you, Eric. Grim, show some manners. Don't worry about it. I prefer to I prefer to keep things casual anyway. Don't think of me as an actor or a movie producer. I'm just your friend's dad. Yeah, our friend. See? You should still show some respect to a friend's dad. Obviously the top one. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Kalla. The pleasure's all mine. No need to be so stiff. I have to thank you all for indulging me. I just wanted to meet some of my son's friends. Which is why you arranged the studio tour and made this reservation. It is unfortunate for Bill's dad that that the people Bill might actually consider friends couldn't make it. Yeah. Yo, Eric. Exactly. It's like grim. Even though you're so busy. Don't tell me you're embarrassed. What? Hardly. No matter how grown up you get, you're still my little boy. I'll have to arrange more family time for us if it makes you this happy. I don't know about that. You may have the time, Dad. But I'm quite busy. Eric's laugh sounded exactly like Vel's. Eric Venue tends to play tough and gritty parts in movies, and I've always heard he had a really gentle laugh. Supposedly that's part of his popularity. There's not a person alive who wouldn't fall for those charms. Guess Phil will be like that too in the future. Yeah, probably. Hungry! Goodness, my apologies. I got so caught up in our chat I forgot we were here to eat. Let's order. Hey, fold your napkin in half and put it on your lap. Huh? Oh, while we were talking, it looks like everyone else took their napkins off the table and put them on their laps. What the heck for? So you don't drop food on your very expensive clothing, Grim. It's table manners. Dang, I even learned that back at my dorm. I've never done it for real, so I completely forgot. Is this a course meal or a la carte? I opted for prefix style because I couldn't be sure if any of you had dietary restrictions. That was considerate of you. What now? Why so many weird words in this town? Grim, it's not weird, it's just French. And Grim, what he means is it's a fixed price menu. We're paying a fixed price for however many courses it is. Grim has a dietary restriction. Yeah. Yeah, Grim cannot stand an empty plate. Prefix. It means you can choose from among a selection of appetizers and main courses. Welcome. Here is today's menu. Thanks so much. Let's see here. Oysters? Ugh. Not a fan. Good thing Eric went with prefix. Tell me about it. Okay, moving on. Ooh, there's a lot of meat. Oh, what do I do? Oh, looks so good. Oh, I know. Kalla, you and me should each order something different and share them. Good plan, Grim. Darn it. Boo. I'm afraid that's not done. It's poor manners. Manners this, manners that. Man, these 5-star restaurants are annoying. How come there's so many knives and forks? They're for different things, Grim. I learned which is which back at my dorm, but I've never had to use them for real. Just start with the outermost utensils and work your way in. Yep, that's what I know about this as well, Azel. The smaller ones on the outside are for the starters. And don't pick up your plate. During breaks while eating, set your cutlery on your plate in an upside down V. Right. Thanks. I feel like we're being judged here. Judged by the people who dine at fancy places. Oh, they must think I'm totally useless. If I mess up my manners and word gets back to my house warden, it'll be my head. Wish Juice was here. I look super suave compared to him. Please enjoy some Diablo Menthe? Is that Menthe? Diablo... Whatever it is, I'm not sure I want to enjoy it. Okay, this is something I have to Google. It's got something to do with mint. Okay, it's a mint flavored soda. So okay. That's fine then, I will in fact enjoy that. That's an interesting drink. It's lemon soda mixed with syrup. A standard here in the Shaftlands. Apparently, I didn't need to Google it. Delicious. I ought to add it to the menu at Mostro Lounge. Oh, perhaps I'll stop in and have one. Will you? Oh, please do. If you'd be willing to upload some pictures, perhaps of the menu, to your Musicom account, I'll give you your entire meal on the house. I'll pass, of course. Yeah, I think you're going to need to pay Vil a lot more than that to have them posted on Musicom. Time for a toast. I'd say to new connections. Cheers. Hey, this tastes like mint. It's really refreshing. This tastes like mint. No shit, Ace, it had mint in the name. That would be the spearmint syrup. It's a unique, refreshing flavour. Spearmint. Can't say I'm as much a fan of spearmint as peppermint. This is great! I can vouch for the food here. I often get catering from here when working on films. Are most meals catered on film shoots? Usually there's a buffet prepared by specialised catering staff. During a shoot, it's required to break at least once every 6 hours for a meal. Attending to those meals is a very important job, because you have to keep the cast and crew's morale up. There's also craft services. They provide little snacks and drinks. Coffee, milk, tea, soft drinks, chocolate, fruits. You even get light meals like pancakes and waffles whenever you please. Pancakes and waffles whenever I please? Don't mind if I do.
No way! That sounds like heaven!
And what's heaven for you is hell for the catering services, Grim, I'm sorry.
I'm joining the Film Research Club.
A spudling like you, with no talent in front of or behind the camera, is absolutely not welcome. Besides, it's just a school club. There's no craft services. Maybe I could arrange something. Eric Venue, you're just as handsome in person as you are in pictures. That's nice to hear from a young fellow like you. Thanks, Bud. Bud, huh? Oh man, I can't even. He is, in fact, very handsome. You have such a fascinating aura, both gentle and imposing at the same time. And your fashion sense is so on point. Indeed, that suit and scarf both look fantastic. I can't help but be struck with admiration. Thank you. Fashion is a hobby of mine. Eric, I hear you perform your own stunts. That's right. I don't use body doubles when I have to play instruments or dance either. Handsome and multi-talented.
What's a body double?
A stand-in with a special skill the main actor doesn't have. As soon as I get cast, I just start taking lessons or working on my body. Whatever I need to do. You really go to great lengths to play a part. And your range is incredible. You can make the audience swoon in one moment, then have us howling with laughter the next. Right? I remember watching one of your comedies a while back. And I couldn't believe how different you were in that compared to your action movies. It takes a real professional to disappear into different roles like that. Multi-talented. Here are your hors d'oeuvres. Nice, the appetizers are here. Dad and I went with the foie gras de canard. That's duck foie gras. As all Ace and myself chose the Terrine de Campagne. That's a country-style Terrine. Terrine, is it? It might be Terrine, actually.
The escargot.
Wow. Oh no. Oh no. Somehow I imagine that Grimm's way of eating escargot is not going to involve removing the shells first. Grimm, do you know what that is?
Nope.
It's snails. Or maybe it's not served in its shells. Oh no. It is in its shells. When they're in the shell like that, they really look just like snails you'd find outside. They're pretty intimidating if you're not used to eating them. Yeah. Part of me wants to try escargot, and then part of me really, really doesn't.
Well, they look good to me. I'm digging in. Nice and buttery.
Should have known nothing intimidates Grimm. Yes, but please tell me if he ate the shells as well. I want to know. I need this information. It seems you're all on good terms with my son. Of course! You might even call us best friends. Now that's overselling it, Azel. You would say that. Glad to hear it. Bill started acting early, so I often had to pull him out of school. Which meant he wasn't always able to get close to his classmates. Oh yeah? I'm surprised to hear that. I definitely stood out at school. In a good way. I guess with you being on TV and in movies all the time, you must have gotten a lot of attention. But standing out isn't always good. Especially in insular environments like schools. No one ever bullied me, if that's what you mean. I was quite comfortable in class.
Anyone who tried would have had the floor wiped with them, I bet.
Here are your viandes et poissons. That's meat and fish, if I recall my French correctly. I think viandes was meat. Ah, the main course at last. I got beef bourguignon, red wine beef stew. As did I. The legends depict the fairest queen combining all manner of ingredients in her cauldron. It's said that stews became a staple in the Shaftlands because of that. That's right. And that dish is a particular speciality at this restaurant. Dad and I ordered the filet mignon de porc au pruneau. That's a pork fillet with dried plums. I understood that from the French. But also 2 tiny pieces of meat and like 3 prunes and a garnish. That's just not a main course. Pork is quite popular in this city. The heart especially is a delicacy. Yeah, of course, hearts. The heart, huh? Yeah, I steered clear of that. Wasn't sure how it would taste. There's a legend about a servant of the fairest queen who went hunting in a far-off region to please her. She really wanted a heart, perhaps to use in one of her concoctions. But anyway, that legend inspired this dish. Hearts can be stewed to create a variety of bouillon and sauces. Huh, that does sound like a delicacy. Wish I'd ordered some. What did you order, Jamil? I got the flounder poêle. Poêle? Not sure. Yeah, just a heart. No specific heart. Definitely not a specific heart. Yeah. The sauce has a lot of herbs in it. Herbs are a big part of Scalding Sands cuisine as well, so I wanted to taste the difference.
I got a big hunk of bone-in ham.
Wow, Grim, you found something large. Then again, I suppose even fancy restaurant size portions are relatively large to the size of the Grim. Hey, Grim, Bill's gonna yell at you for eating with your hands. It's perfectly acceptable to eat meat off the bone with your hands. Good. Because that's how you eat things like chicken drumsticks. With your hands, off the bone. Hello, Patrick. How you doing? It is? Ace is like, with all of these other fancy rules, he's allowed to just pick that up? There are some foods that really should just be picked up with your hands. Bill, when did you first start performing? Just before starting elementary school. You were always accompanying me on shoots. Eventually someone scouted you. You were the most adorable little kid, I swear. And you've only gotten cuter. Dad, please. I'd yet to have any training when I made my debut, so I wasn't much of an actor when I first started. Not how I remember it. You were already getting leading roles within that first year. You became a lead that fast? I've seen tons of movies and shows you starred in, but I had no idea you started that young. I was only co-lead. Neige was the real star. We did a number of shows together. Wow. So yeah, he's been acting with Neige since he was real young. Oh yeah, they aired those in the Queendom of Roses all the time. I suspect they were never broadcast under the sea. They don't ring any bells. But I have to imagine any show starring Phil and Neige LeBlanche would be a hit. Yes, we topped the ratings and won some awards. You sound so casual about it. I started getting lead roles in films in elementary school as well. And come to think of it, I do remember seeing the two of you pop up in movies back then. It's wild you were doing all of that in elementary school. To me, it didn't feel special. especially compared to what my father was doing. Tabloids criticised him as a third-rate actor who was all looks, and made up ridiculous scandals about him. Despite all that, he used his connections to keep getting small parts and stick it out in the competitive film industry. It's hard to know what to say to that. I do remember a lot of rumours back then. He kept working on his craft and eventually starred in hit films. Then he launched his own production company and started making his own hits. Now he's on top of the whole industry. It's hard to imagine someone saying you were just looks. But the fact you were able to shut out all the noise and keep grinding is so cool. You're seriously incredible. I wouldn't go that far. I've got my faults. You're completely useless at housework, for one. The housekeeper is always yelling at you for messing up the kitchen or the laundry. That's surprising. Very. You've got me there. But let's change the subject, shall we? I've been wanting to ask, what's Vil like when he's at school? How honest do you want us to be, sir? What's he like? What's with you all? Cat got your tongue? We're trying to figure out a way to phrase what we're thinking without offending you or your dad, Phil. Pay me no mind and speak freely. I've certainly done nothing I'm afraid of others hearing about. Sure. Well, Vil is house warden of Ponfiore, and I think everyone in that dorm really respects him. Oh, certainly. When Vil orders them to clean, everyone drops what they're doing and gets right to it. Lots of my classmates stand up straighter and quiet down whenever they see him. Yeah, strict is in fact the word I would use. He is super strict. Whoa, I mean, you're not wrong, but is it okay to come right out and say that? Vil said to do that. I'm just being honest. I don't mind. I take it as a compliment, if anything. I'm uncompromising. Oh, well, in that case, he's the strictest person to ever live, says the person in Heart's Level dorm. Very strict. And I think a lot of teachers see him as a house warden they can count on, not like some of the others. Ace, surely you don't mean to include me in that latter group? No, no way! Well, I'm glad to hear he's doing okay. He's really scary, though. Exactly, Vil. You're scary. Look at that glare. Only because you give me plenty to be angry about, Grim.
See what I mean?
Destroyer of beauty. Is this the dessert course? Some things never change, do they, Bill? But I'm glad you've been able to adjust to having dorm mates, all right. It was often just you and the housekeeper at home, so I was a bit worried. You didn't live together, Eric? It's just that we were so busy, it was quite rare for us to be home at the same time. Ah, that sounds difficult. But it made me very appreciative of the quality time we did get. Was there anywhere in particular you liked to go when it was just you two? Not really. We mostly just took it easy and stayed home. If we went out in public, it would be all eyes on us. Makes it hard to relax. We'd often pass the time by making our own beauty products and supplements.
Is that fun?
It was. We both love health and beauty. Dad can't use magic, but he knows a lot about beauty products, so it was a lot of fun creating things together.
If you say so.
Ah, it's time for dessert. I can't wait. Here you are. Tarte fines et pommes. Apple tart, huh? Oh, did we all get the same thing? Of course, it's their specialty dish. Tarte fines et pommes. A thin tart topped with sliced apples. Apples are by far the most popular fruits here in the Shaftlands. They're used in everything from drinks to desserts to jams. Here in our restaurant, we use top-grade apples in our cuisine. Carefully cultivated and specially selected soil, they are the finest apples known to humankind.
Fancy apples. They must be good.
Yeah, normally guys like us would never get to eat them. And they come from none other than Harveston. Yay! FL's apples, we've eaten them before. Yeah, we've heard of it. I feel like I've been transported straight back to the dorms. No one can deny that apples from Harveston are of exceptional quality. But we've got too much of a history with them for it to feel like much of a luxury. Almost like we know the guy who picked them. If only Ethel were here, he'd be overjoyed. And he'd probably give some long speech about how wonderful Harveston apples are. Well, they may not be anything special to us, but at least we know they'll taste good. Let us thank Ethel and Harveston and dig into this tart. Well, I should probably get going. Do you have work after this? I'm meeting a big shot distributor to hammer out the flow for our test screening. As a presenter, I ought to tell you to make sure the details are all ironed out. But really, you should get some rest as soon as possible. You and I both know late nights are the destroyer of beauty. I can't have you seen standing next to me with bags under your eyes. I'll try not to let you down, Mr. Schoenheit. Farewell for now.
What a cool guy.
Man, superstars are on a whole nother level. Even when we said nice things about him, he just made out like it was no big deal. And he was so elegant and chic. I can only hope to be like that when I reach his age. He seemed so kind as well, and so comfortable in his own skin. How naive you all are.
Huh?
When in film producer mode, Eric Venue is a show business demon. He sets his sights high and will stop short of nothing to achieve his goals. He never budges in negotiations and does not tolerate mistakes. Any slip-ups tomorrow and he'll have you hauled off stage and shipped home immediately. Whatever you do tomorrow, do not be late. Perhaps we should head to the hotel and turn in. Yeah, we've got some free time in the morning, so I'm gonna get up early and hit the streets. And then after that, it's the studio tour. We should rest up. But before you retire, we're going to have a makeup lesson. Understood? Yes, sir. Makeup and probably skincare as well. And that is everything for this section of the event. So, thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. And I apologise for any French I absolutely mangled. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule for the channel is both over there on social media and over here on the YouTube channel in what I think is called the Posts tab, and I really need to check that. I keep forgetting to. And yeah, the next scheduled stream will be Friday, 7 PM, as we begin our next RPG. As voted by you guys, we will be playing Tales of Symphonia. This is the PS3 version, because that's the version I have. So, hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya, bye bye.